Hey, Cam here from Xano Support, and today we're going to be going over external paging. External paging is otherwise known as pagination, where we take a big list of data and break it into segments so that we can go ahead and do two things. One, optimize our database performance. So we don't query that entire list. We can let the server relax a little bit as it's querying just little bits for us, as well as for the user on their end, on their front end. Their browser is going to be processing and holding that data, and too much can completely slow that browser down. So with pagination, with our lists and breaking them into smaller bits, how do we go ahead and actually implement that within Xano? In our function stack here, I have a query all records, and we're querying data from our data table. When we run and debug this, pretty simple. We just have 10 items that return. They are numbered with their IDs 1 through 10, as well as the texts A through J. So we should be able to see visually us go through this data. What we could do in our query all records, we'll click on our output, and within our return, this pencil here, we'll click it and select our paging option. When we select our paging option, we'll be provided these default values. So page 1 per page 25, and we can also include our metadata. This will provide us in our JSON response information about which page we're on and which page we can go to. And as well as this total item count checkbox, we can include this so we know how many total items we have. Now, I don't have 25 items even to begin with, so per page, let's go ahead and change this to 2 for the moment. Now, these are our default values, and we will include a way to override them, but for now, let's just go ahead and use these more or less hard-coded values. So I'll click Save, and I'll rerun it. And you can see now our responses has changed pretty significantly, where we're given our metadata as well as then our items within an items array. A and B, 1 and 2 makes sense. Let's go ahead and head back to our output and just change the page that we're on. So our default page now would be page 2. And you can see that we are now on page 2 of our data. We're still displaying only 2 at a time, but this is the general concept for pagination. Our metadata has already calculated our total pages, and we have our items total here to also help. But to note, we have our current page, our next page, and our previous page, with our items received at the top telling us how many we actually have within this particular page. So how do we go ahead and override these default values? Well, the way that we do that is through our external tab. Our external tab, and I already have some inputs entered here, but these accept variables. So our page, our per page, and our offset are the 3 fields that we'll be focusing on for our external paging. What we can do, and the way that I like to go about it, is by adding an object, an input object, although you can always have 3 individual input fields. But what is this? This is going to be our paging object, and we'll go ahead and add 3 items. Our integer page will hold our page value. We'll add another integer called per page, which will hold our per page value, as well as our offset. This will hold our offset value. An offset is an interesting concept that just more or less tells the system, go ahead and get data from this point. So we have our paging variable here under our query all records. In the external tab, we'll go ahead and just select and add our paging value. So paging.page is our page. Paging.perpage is our per page, as well as our offset. And we'll go ahead and explore the offset in just a moment, but we'll go ahead and click Save and rerun. We don't have actually anything happening here. This is our external default. So let me go ahead and just switch this back to 1. And now we have our regular 000 is returning just like the absolute default. What we can do is we can go ahead and change some of these values. Now we're going to supply some dynamic values here. So our page is 1 and our per page, let's say that it's 5. We'll go ahead and rerun this. And we now have 5 items within our list. If we go ahead and change this page to page 2 and click it again, we've just successfully navigated through our pages. Now that offset here, so let's take a quick look because we'll use our items received value here to more or less look at this offset sort of happen in real time. What we could say is that we want to offset our query by 1. And this is starting from the first value. So we're saying, hey, we know that there's 10 items. We don't want to search through these 10 items. We want to search through these 9 items. Let's omit the first item. So if we have 9 items and we're on page 2 and there are 5, we should see our items received actually become 4. Let's click that, and that's exactly what's happened. To provide a better illustration here so you can see just what happens on the first page, what actually happens to that query, we'll go ahead and rerun it. And now with our offset of 1, our page 1, and per page of 5, we're given our first page where the A value or the ID of 1 has been removed. So because of this paging here can become super powerful when used in your application, and you can set it up to where somebody clicks on a button on the front end, or somebody's just continuously scrolling and we have a lazy load where we are triggering things without button clicks. Tons of possibilities. Ultimately though, this is going to be external paging where you have the ability to go ahead and produce paging in your Xano app. Hopefully this information helped. My name's Cameron. If you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments section below. This snippet will be in the description, and you can also get in contact with us inside Xano through our support chat or in the community. Thanks for watching and have a good one.